Hey, it's James from Marketing for Restaurants here. Just want to really quickly talk about the Just Eat first half 2018 financial results. Whoops. So, the results came out yesterday. Market didn't like it. And that's in spite of the fact that the revenue was up, orders were up, profit was up. Everything was kind of pointing in the right direction, but there was something missing. So I think it's really interesting to kind of have a look at what that issue was, what issues are. So as you can see, revenue per customer was up 24%, orders per customer was up 12%. The big issue was the EBITDA, so the unadjusted earnings before interest, taxation, depreciation, and amortization. So EBITDA margin was down 22%. EBITDA per restaurant was down 2.5%. Per customer down 3.6%. Down per order was down 14%. So none of these things are really speaking too good about the business model. And I think that there's some really interesting issues that they've got there. Some of them are in Australia. So let's have a look at that. So, Menulog did not do well. Orders were down 12%, revenue was down 8%, and the EBITDA was down 24%. That's a massive hit. Now, what are the issues that Menulog's facing? So, for starters, they're spending a lot more money trying to roll out a delivery system. Now, how is that going to go for them? I'm not too sure. So they're actually trying. We said this in January. We said that we thought the business model was a little bit old. We think that clipping the ticket on the way through has definitely had its day. Menulog, what they effectively do, and Just Eat, they take an online order for a restaurant on behalf of a restaurant. They don't do the delivery. The 13.5% commission that Menulog charge in Australia, I don't know. I think it's highway robbery. In an industry where the margins are so low, I think it's absolutely unsustainable. So this is why Frollo, the free restaurant online ordering system, has been growing and growing and growing, because people have been a lot more interested in cutting the cost of taking online orders. But the big problem they got, and they mentioned this in the report, was that the Australian market is predominantly Melbourne and Sydney, very high density cities, where Uber Eats and Deliveroo are absolutely crushing it. They're doing the delivery, so that you've got delivery aggregators, and this is a big difference. Now, obviously, they're charging 35% more, and the really interesting thing. So, Just Eat is quite profitable in the United Kingdom, really profitable, because all they're doing is taking 13.5% for pretty much nothing. So, it's a really, really profitable business model. The delivery part, where you've got to hire people and you've got all of the other bits and pieces that go with it, the whole, running a logistics company, nowhere near as profitable. And so it's really interesting that Menulog in Australia is moving towards a much less profitable business model. And I think that that's going to be a problem. Now, they've also said that they've still got some significant work from a technical point of view to be able to provide an outstanding customer experience. Now, that was in the report. They're using Skip the Dishes technology. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's any good or not. I guess it's pretty good. They've been using it for a while in Canada. But I've just got to say, they're a long way behind, and they're moving into a less profitable business model, which I think is going to be a bit of a drama. This is why I think that Menulog has been struggling. Now, I mentioned it before, Frollo, the free restaurant online ordering system. This is the big thing that they're up against, restaurant disintermediation. So restaurants want to get closer to their customer, not further away. And one of the things that's really killing it for the restaurants is the fact that Menulog and Just Eat don't provide the email address of the customer to the restaurant. So they don't actually know. They can't go out and remarket to those customers. And you know what? That makes it really hard for the restaurant owner. So effectively, the business model is to take a customer's contact details, take the restaurant's email database, and charge them for that. Now, you know what? I think that's a business model that's probably a little bit old, probably not going to be super sustainable moving forward. We're really passionate about providing online ordering free of charge to our customers. We built it for our website customers, and now we just give it away to anyone who wants it. And it's amazing. We've got customers in the UK who are using this, which I think is really cool. It's definitely something to think about. If you're not getting the customer's email address, then they're probably not your customer. I was in a restaurant. One of the other big trends that we're seeing, and so it's interesting because we see customers who'll be using Menulog, Deliveroo, and Uber Eats all in one. And then they go on, what they do is rather than having all of those buttons on their website, they'll put the Frollo button in so that the customer's dealing directly with them when they go to their website. And this makes it quite interesting because I went to eat at one of our customer restaurants, which is one of the things I love doing, getting to meet the people who are using the tools that we're building for them to build a successful restaurant business. So this is a restaurant in Canberra. Excellent food, really love the food. And the amazing thing is, he has just reached a really important milestone. So he's taken over $160,000 worth of orders with Frollo. That means that he's saved over $20,000 in commission. So he was with Menulog. Now, for every one order he gets through Menulog, he's getting 10 from Frollo, the free restaurant online ordering system. And that has built up to be $20,000 in commission that he saved. That's $20,000 in his back pocket. That's pretty exciting. And I think our BHAG at Marketing for Restaurants is to make a meaningful difference in people's lives. $20,000 goes a long way towards doing that. And I think that that's really cool. So if you're interested in taking orders online, getting closer to your customers, really starting to build your email marketing database, not somebody else's, definitely hit us up. The crew from Marketing for Restaurants would love to talk to you. If you haven't listened to Secret Sauce, the restaurant marketing podcast, definitely listen to that. It's really powerful. We put a lot of effort into producing a really cool podcast, which I know a lot of people get a lot of value out. So yeah, definitely hit us up if you're interested in growing a more profitable and more sustainable restaurant business. You have a busy week now. Bye.